Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour charts. So yeah, this is not looking too good here, guys. Obviously it is the weekend, and we all know what kind of shenanigans they can get up to at the weekend. But basically, we did look at this yesterday as we had moved all the way down, and then we were looking like a potential bear flag. But we obviously full of optimism, we're hoping that we could get above this $36,000 level and start to well, consolidate just in the upper half. But that was not to be. We did get rejected. We cut through our 33,000 support level, and even this lower, well, call it support level, this lower level that we got supported at last time, around 3,200, straight through that, and we're now deep into the 31,000s basically. So yeah, this is obviously not looking too good. I mean, there is such thing as a double bottom, but hey, but obviously usually you don't get double bottoms. Usually you just get lower lows, and you don't get double tops, you just get higher highs. That is usually what happens. But yeah, as you can see, this price action is not looking too good. So ultimately, we're gonna have to try and get supported around this $30,000 level, which we very may well do. But obviously, there's a highly increased probability that we do lose this level, and if we do, then I think we are gonna pretty much accelerate our way down to around 26,000, and ultimately towards potentially towards 23,000, and then we'll have to decide. Obviously, we won't decide, but the market will have to decide what it wants to do from that point. Does it just want to continue lower, or does it want to turn back around? So yeah, things are looking pretty bad. Obviously you can tell from my tone, but all I will say, I mean, if I wanted to try and put a bit of a positive spin, we have spoke about this in the Telegram chat, that obviously the market is trying to, if the market is going to go onwards and upwards, break upwards and go towards 100Ks, it is trying to shake out a lot of people here. It is, if we are in an accumulation, that accumulation is coming from the people that are basically we call them weaker hands. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're wrong or anything. We may come down from here, but basically the people that aren't as confident in the price action, those are the people that are getting their Bitcoin accumulated from them. That is not to say they will be right or wrong, but yeah, that is basically what is potentially happening here. For the bullish case, that is potentially what is happening here. But yeah, certainly the market has to convince a lot of people that it's all over for them to then sell, and for us then to get continued, basically the people that want to buy, to continue to accumulate from said people. But like I said, that I'm not saying that this is what is happening. I'm just saying that it is a possibility. And I mean, yeah, and as you guys know, I think obviously trading sideways is always the more likely scenario. So whilst obviously we have an increased risk of breaking and losing 30k and coming lower, my bias still would be more than over on the balance of probability, so more than 50%. Would be my bias, would be that we would stay between these levels and continue sideways. That is just because Bitcoin will usually trade sideways for a prolonged period before having like a break and a major trending move. So yes, there are, well, they're not necessarily bullish scenarios, but there are things to basically think that we aren't. That's not it. It's not done. We aren't necessarily gonna break below, but we shall see. The problem is, it is the weekend, and this just looks prime for basically a break below and a push down towards 26k. What I would say is that for people that think we'll just get a wick and bought back up, I mean, that is basically what happened last time. The whales, the manipulators, they've already played that game. They've already done that game. So the next game for them to play is to break, making people think this is going to happen again and actually push us lower. So yeah, that is what we've got on the cards here. If we do basically lose 30k, I do think we're going to take this wick out and we are going to come lower. Like I said, that's not to say that is what is going to happen, but it would definitely be, if I was an evil whale manipulator, that would be my play. That is what I'd be looking to do. I'll be looking to take out this level, basically get us down to about here, and then buy up from there. And I mean, it may only be a buy from like 26,000 back to around 30,000 before rejected and coming lower. But either way, that is a nice trade. The sells from here, taking profits here, then basically taking profits on the buy there. It looks plausible, but yeah. I mean, that's not to say that'd happen, but again, the thing that makes me think that is more likely to happen is just the fact it's the weekend. Yeah, it would be easier for them to do it basically, and if they do that, and then obviously come Monday we're back basically above 31,000, then basically not too much has realistically happened, has it? Just a basically reversion to the mean. So, but yeah, not looking good. It is not looking good. It is not looking good. All I will say is that yeah, we had this long move. This is very much like a bear flag ascending wedge. We did break down, so now we played out this pattern. Can we then just continue up normally this time, continue upwards without obviously having to worry about a bear flag playing out? That is obviously is a potential, but yeah, realistically we are looking at levels. We need to regain 33,000, 33,500 to not to look so dicey, and we obviously don't want to break below this, otherwise yes. We've been over what may happen there. Ethereum, Bitcoin also still just drifting its way slowly down. Not looking too hot here either, and obviously not indicating overall health in the market. Bitcoin dominance as a whole though, not looking so bad. Still hanging around this level, looking like it could be trying to put in a high here, but I mean, just what Bitcoin is showing us does not indicate health in this crypto market. Therefore, it is difficult to see that unless Bitcoin does basically get above 33,000, it's difficult to see this breaking lower. But like I said, that could happen. We could get back over 33,500, 34,000, and then altcoins may start to recover more. Like I've said, this original move down and this price action here did very much look like a bear flag. A bear flag at the end of a move down in a generally overall weak market hit basically our basically big resistance in this range. We've got the wider range. The midpoint is one of the most important levels. So yeah, hit an important level, and yeah, so for us to pull back from here, maybe got overdone a little bit, but then for us to turn back up and come back up, continuing upwards wouldn't look like erroneous price action. It would look normal in the context of things, but that still doesn't mitigate the risk that we could lose obviously 30,000, and yeah, the floodgates to the downside shall open. Stock markets though, look at that close. I mean, these are the things that do give me confidence overall. These are the things that kind of suggest to me that basically there is like a evil whale manipulation trying to accumulate your bitcoins at these low prices before marking us up towards 100 or 150k. As ridiculous as that sounds, don't forget Bitcoin was hovering around like 8 to 10k whilst they were accumulating our bitcoins then, and then marked us up to 60,000 plus. So a 6x from where Bitcoin is now is well over 150,000. I will just make you guys aware of. So just be careful getting too bearish as much as the market is looking very bearish, because these games get played. But anyway, yeah, stocks. I mean, this is a brilliant close for the S&P. This is looking really good. The Dow, we haven't looked at the Dow so much, but what I would say is that basically the Dow underperforming. The Dow is obviously more value as opposed to growth. Obviously the Dow was outperforming the Nasdaq when we were looking more at basically a rotation out of basically growth to value. Bitcoin would probably be more closely correlated with growth. So if growth stocks are starting to look better now, obviously with the Nasdaq outperforming the Dow, then that is obviously good for Bitcoin. But yeah, Nasdaq obviously having a bit of a nosebleed at these dizzying heights. But ultimately, I think after a little bit of consolidation, this potentially will continue upwards. If we have a look at that old DXY, a few wicks down, as you can see, into this level, but ultimately I do think we lose this level. I think we are going for the retrace. Even if we do get a bounce, I think we are not going to get over here. These are just my opinions. These are not, I'm not telling you what is going to happen, but this is just what I think. Let me just sort this box out. You guys know overall I'm bearish. I was looking for basically a potential move to the upside, which we did get, but I wasn't obviously looking at to get rejected at certain levels, which so far we have done. So yeah, lose this level, and then I do think we are coming lower, and then we will take this low out, and yeah, Bitcoin potentially 100k plus, maybe nearly 150k in the event that we break down into the mid 80s basically. So yeah, we have got that on the cards. We have got one last crazy blow off in markets potentially. The 10-year, I mean, just doing its thing. Look, not really having too much of an impact. That's what we kind of want. We don't really want any jitters in this market, causing this to do anything crazy like it has been doing. Just trading relatively sideways within this wider range is not too bad. It's not too bad for the for basically the 10-year. Anything else we want to look at? Oh yeah, we'll look at Ethereum USD. Ethereum USD, obviously, as we know, got basically broke this very important level and is now obviously struggling to get back above. We do have a lot of price action within this current range. So yeah, I mean, if we are going to work our way lower from here, I wouldn't expect it to be a straight drop. I'd expect obviously support in this range, but ultimately Ethereum needs to get back above 2100 before it starts to, well, look okay. It wouldn't necessarily make it look good, but look okay, and then basically above nearly 3000. Then it will start to look like we are going to go and head on to highs. But at the moment, this is under pressure. At the moment, there is a lot of uncertainty in this crypto market. Just looking at Bitcoin, there is clearly risk, and people aren't necessarily going to have the appetite for obviously higher beta alts relative to Bitcoin, when Bitcoin could literally like have a 30% plus markdown even from the lows that it's at now. So yes, lots to consider, guys. All I will say is the weekend, these are the times for basically crypto is basically is the Wild West at the best of times, but most certainly at the weekends. So yeah, just be careful out there with what happens. I mean, if we break below 30, I don't think it's going to be quite the same sort of 20% immediate bounce. I think they might even try and drop us. It's more likely they're going to try and drop us 20% than they are to bounce us 20%. But that being said, we haven't got to lose this level. I mean, we can fully get supported here, come back above 34, and then continue trying to make our way back above 36. So lots to think about, lots of indecision in this market, lots of risk in this market, but this is what it is meant to do. You can tell from what I've been saying, the apprehension, the risk that is clearly present in this market. This is what will happen during these periods of basically the lows. They make you just think everything is done and dusted and we're gone, just like take our ball and leave. But obviously it's the same sort of bullish euphoria at these highs. You basically just expect high highs. You don't even consider the fact that we could go down. It's the same down here to a certain extent. You just don't consider the fact we can go up, and it's just like we're just looking for lower price action. So yeah, there we go, guys. I put about as positive a spin as I can on it. But yeah, there we go. Thank you for listening. This is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.